This is me, and I'm a genius. I can't enjoy a piece of media nowadays without thinking if that franchise could appear in another place, then hyping me up, and suddenly I wasted my time and money on that collaboration. So if I tell you, and listen carefully, that I conceptualized Garfield in Fortnite, would you believe me? Because I didn't. I didn't do it. I don't need to introduce these franchises. You know them, alright? Garfield is basically impossible not to know. It's a simple franchise that some reason appears up everywhere, and Fortnite is basically a kid's toy box where you grab Goku, Optimus Prime, Indiana Jones, and make them fight with guns against an employee for. I like Fortnite. Even if it's supposed to be on this lowest, most rancid state, this game makes my brain work and surprises me at every collab they make, getting from the most recognizable character to the "Who Are You" franchises. Some see this practice as some evil, greedy movement that ruins franchises themselves, but you need money to do stuff. Epic Games needs your money, and when they make a collab, they usually work their lives to get something that respects the original material and gains big money. Big importance in usually. So, when I'm passing a franchise fever, I'm sure that in any second I will think of a collaboration of that franchise with Fortnite, even if it makes no sense and people get mad about it. I imagine the concept, and then the more I imagine it, the more I want it. So guess what happened when Garfield took Chris Pratt and made an average movie that I enjoyed? Making a Fortnite concept is easy, but showing it to people is a bit harder. But because this is my video and I don't care, I will talk about every single aspect of the collaboration. The things that could happen from the cosmetic side to gameplay wise and even lore, if it really matters. So let's start with Fortnite is now pretty much divided into game modes, but this will affect more on the Battle Royale side, because the first thing I'm sure about is that it will be a Battle Pass exclusive. Being a secret skin or a level 75 reward, it isn't really a gameplay feature, but it does make the timing of stuff in the game more predictable. Being a secret skin or a level 75 reward would mean that anything of this collaboration will happen more in the middle of the season, making this the timing to put the things related to the collab. This of course being... I'm sorry, but I wouldn't put on Garfield a shotgun called the bombastic Garfield shotgun like any other boss. I think being Garfield, it needs something more unique. This being the pizza party item, but it's lasagna and it keeps the spicy effect where that, you know, the pepper and you run pretty fast. This item will be of course a mythic rarity item, and it will heal more than the basic pizza party item, being pretty rare to drop, but guaranteed if you defeat the Garfield boss on the map. But where could you find this boss? This could go in two ways if it happens. It could be a simple recreation of John's house, or a literal food land. I'm more into the idea of John's house, but the food land will make an interesting new POI. That depends on how much Epic Games has available, or things will be more appropriate depending on the season theme. The Garfield boss should be located in his own POI, being John's house or the food land, depending on what's decided, and he will just roam around. And instead of a speech bubble, he will have a thought bubble like in the comic strips. The things that he's saying in the thought bubbles will probably just be quick quotes, relatable things like, "Oh, I hate Mondays. I hate Mondays. I love lasagna. I sleep. I hate lasagna. No, I love lasagna because I'm gone." It will be a Pacific boss, just not attacking, just walking around, giving you the opportunity to talk to him, being this way to know the lore reason of how he is in Fortnite and why he is in Fortnite, and giving you also the opportunity to challenge him on a duel by asking for a piece of lasagna, which he doesn't like. He would probably work as a chapter 5 boss, getting damage, and then when his shield is broken, does a little dance or something and then heals back up. But this time, when he heals back up, he gets the spicy effect. Of course, he needs to die anyways because that's a boss. A boss needs to die. So when he dies, he gives up the lasagna mythic and a gun if he has one, being an epic rarity because I think the lasagna is the main point of why you are fighting him. This concept, for a reminder, would be round 1 on Garfield Cosmetics. So that means it's more of a test to see how successful it is, the collaboration. That being said, I don't see a mini pass being created, but I do see the possibility of John himself getting added to the shop, being a more simple character but still iconic enough to maybe get people to buy him. He will probably just be a skin with a back bling and a possible emote, maybe. This will be the same situation as for what happened to Family Guy, Peter Griffin in the past and days later the chicken in the shop. As sad as it sounds, Garfield wouldn't be the main point of the Fortnite lore, where he eats the 0 point or something. The only lore he will have is the why and how he's here. Now, the how is he here? I'm more devoted into a Garfield movie that I watched years ago, where Garfield jumps out of his cartoon world or something and goes to real life, but this time it's not real life, it's Fortnite. Yippee. Of course, being Garfield, an actual normal cat, he will be defenseless against everything that is happening in Fortnite Island. People with guns, superpowers and stuff. So he goes up to a fellow cat citizen, and asks him for help. So with the help of the cat and an engineer, he got upgraded to a more comfortable way to defend himself without moving an inch. Now, what is this referring to? I already talked about the secondary aspects of the collaboration, but now it's time to get to the juicy part of every collaboration in Fortnite, the cosmetics themselves. And there he is. Garfield adapted to work as a skin in Fortnite. In my case, I said I thought it would be a Battle Pass exclusive, so I don't need to specify the price of the skin. And neither the rarity, that doesn't exist anymore. But let me explain why this design. It's easy to see that it's a mech, something used a few times in various skins, an idea that I quite like a lot. It gives personality and gets to be more eye-catching, and of course gives an excuse for a small-sized character to be able to be as same as other characters, to usually hit the Macarena or something. At this point, whatever Fortnite animates. The mech is composed by a couch where Garfield sits, microwave where you hit stuff like a nice pistol, and a battery to function as a waist, and to have an excuse that the microwave could work. And of course, the robot limbs to do basically anything else. And finally, the oven mittens that John uses in a few cases to in the cold food out, heat the cold in. What? Of course, it will be a normal mitten, but it needs to have a trigger finger, so it's now a turtle hand. This whole design is based around the kit skin, the motorcycle cat, taking reference how it's segmented and even the lore reasons why it exists. It was built by Jules, if somebody cares. Lore people. Everything's nice and cool, but why a robot? Because robots are cool. Having a robot body gives an opportunity to be used in any context or character that needs it. Of course, this robot doesn't appear in Garfield. In the research I made, Garfield never actually used a mech, which makes sense, but in the series some robots have appeared, mostly being an enemy, but it gave that tiny opportunity to just give him a mech. It's still out of pocket because the robots look like this, or this, like that, or even like that. You get the idea. But isn't there any other way to get Garfield as a skin? I mean, people have different tastes. Maybe somebody doesn't like the robot idea, so what other option can be? This is Garzuka, an actual existing spin-off where Garfield and friends get superpowers. My exposure to this was an awful Garfield movie, basically the same as the one that with the comic idea, and if that movie didn't exist, I would have no clue this creature exists. I wanna specify why it could work as a skin, but the only thing I'm going to say is this will be the sub replacement when the time is over and make Garfield disappears in time with the Battle Pass curse. But there you go. Now you can commit war atrocities with Garfield in Fortnite. But we're not done. Now let me show you the other cosmetics in the Garfield bundle. If you wanna say it like that, the Garfield bundle will be just Garfield. The Garfield bundle. This might be a bit controversial, but my choice for a back bling will be Pookie. People would prefer Odie, but I don't know. I feel like Pookie has some potential in other type of cosmetic. Anyways, Pookie! Also I did like everything, a bit of physics to make him dangle, and reactive to an emote that I'll talk about later. Next. The item that you use for materials or just smacking people around. I didn't explode my mind for this, but here it is. A fork with lasagna, with a basic pickaxe animation. Have fun hitting people while it makes wet sounds and releases smoke. And toys. Chase. It was a bit harder to choose, but I wanted to be unique, so I landed in the concept of a rideable thought bubble. You grab it out of your head and put it under you. Simple but cartoony, you know? Better than repeating again the food theme. Do I need to say anything? Food falling with the player, with an added action lines, like the original illustrations, where Garfield gets flung out of the window. Nice. Simple. The player pulls out Pookie, hugs it while standing, and sleeps with it with cartoony snores and the C's coming out of your head. This would be a reactive if you have Pookie as a back bling coming off when you do the emote. Can be one of two ways. The wrap that makes your gun look like a lasagna, or the gun that takes the skin off Garfield and uses it. I like lasagna. What else do you want? Garfield looking smug with a floating head. Garfield looking smug as a banner. Noise. I'm against doing the mech, Garfield the mech, as a Lego version. Just do Garfield, please. And to give the warning, you can't put the short legs on him. It needs to fit the basic anatomy of a Lego figure. And before ending, I have to confess something. I'm sorry to all of the emoticon graffiti loading screen scar instrument Lego packs music pack Aura fans out there. I didn't even bother to illustrate them, or it wouldn't have it. But you have a brain, you can guess how it can look. And we're done. That's the entire concept of Garfield in Fortnite. and really enjoyed making the illustrations, and I think about the lore and stuff, but making the videos is such hard work, so how would you subscribe? Like can be fun too. I'm experimenting with the content that I'm making, and I would like to know what hits and what doesn't, so people can judge what I post. I'm open to suggestions on the themes or even video games that for some reason you want me to react to. I wouldn't mind doing another how about video, so I'm open for suggestions. With that being said, I hope this concept made you all kind of wanting Garfield Fortnite, and I'll see you the next video you find me in. Bye bye!